This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates in central Iowa companies.
Amplified.
Say Wagwan. This is Dr. Nagusum Hotep. Coming again with another episode of Babylon Makes the Rules. And before we get started, I first and foremost want to give big ups to our sponsor, Infinite Resources and Amplified DSM right here in Des Moines, Iowa, in the heartland. I have a guest with me today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. D. Settles. Give yourself up, man. Go ahead and tell somebody about who you are, what you do, my brother.
No, yeah. So my name is Michael Blaise Settle, and I have my own business. It's called Blaise Training, Never Settle. You feel me? And that's the Blaise. The Blaise comes from my middle name, and the Settle comes from my last name. Yeah. And so, you know, I kind of combine those two. And the Blaise Training more so represents like the fitness and the training side, you know, because we really want to more so not only provide services for people, but more so one of our end goals is just being an advocate for fitness, you know. So whatever you see, whether it's me or anybody that I'm working with, I want them to motivate you to be like, you know what, I'm going to start, you know, being active and being healthy. You feel what I'm saying?
That's on time.
Yeah.
I know a gentleman my age, I need to get a little more active.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause once upon a time, I was a student athlete.
Okay.
When I was in college.
What college?
New Mexico State University.
Okay, yeah.
I played football at NMSU, and I was.
Oh, wow, man.
And I ran track too. So.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just but now. Years have gone by.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why sometimes a lot of people my age tend to slack off.
Yeah, 100%.
What can you do to help someone that, if I was a client, what would you be able to do to help me do right now?
Shoot, man, it really depends on your goals and everything like that. But usually I like to start real simple with people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we choose a day that we're going to stay. Like, we're going to meet each other because a lot of it is just accountability. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people just need accountability partners. And so it's like, okay, we meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m., you know?
Mm-hmm.
You just staying active. And then depending on where you're at, we'll kind of build from there. But I always try to do a good job measuring where you're at. And so say if this is your, like everybody has a breaking point as far as fitness. So this is your breaking point. I'll bring you to like right around here. And then we'll slowly kind of level up from that point where we started at. But as you start to get better, your breaking point kind of rises, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so then we kind of build from there. But then, and then a lot of it's really food, though. That's one of the things I've been noticing, like even me just, because I still consider myself a beginner as far as my fitness journey and then working with people. Because there's a lot of people that's been doing it for like 25, 30 years. You know, they got a real they got a real high level of education with a lot of different things. So I always try to be on the learning side. But one of the things I've been learning is it's just a lot of it's like the food, our relationship with food, you know, and especially in our community, like a lot of our relationships, like they call it soul food, but really don't bring us no type of soul.
You know what
I mean?
it was? It's called plantation
food.
Mm-hmm. The collard greens with them ham hocks in them and pig feet and the black-eyed peas and chitlins. I call them shitlins.
Yeah, they stink, bro. Like, I remember growing up.
I left the house with my grandmother's
yeah, 100%.
Oh, my God.
That's what I was just about to say. Man, I remember people in the family used to be making them chitlins, bro. I'd be like, bro, what is that smell, dog? It stink, like, real stink. And I'm like, they get to telling me what it is. I'm like, bro, ain't no way I'm ever eating that, bro.
Man,
I can't even try it.
Richard Pryor said, "What's that funky smell?" I knew it, man. I knew we stepped in that door opened up and you smell it coming from the kitchen.
No, 100%.
Oh my God.
100%.
Oh my God, man. But the thing is, traditionally, there's been foods that our ancestors ate in the past, and we're not as a group of people out there in the fields like we were when they didn't have John Deere tractors.
Yeah.
When we was out there doing the work.
Doing the work, yeah.
Yeah, so you had to have something on you to where you can work and burn off.
Yeah, 100%.
But we eat it now for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, and then everybody at the end of the beginning of the year, you done put 20 pounds on your big ass.
100%. Yeah, no, that's what happens. That's why I was getting in a little debate with my mom. And I was just telling her, I'm like, Mom, she like, sometimes you just need to treat yourself, or you need to just live a little bit. I'm like, well, the thing is, the food that we eating is not causing us to live, it's causing us to die. That's why they call it what? A diet. You know what I'm saying? And so I was telling her, like, this food is no longer appealing to me. And one of the things I do to help me kind of stay away from the foods that I don't enjoy, I always tell myself, okay, instead of me going out to eat, I'm going to save some money. I'm going to cook at the house. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm trying to tell my wife same thing.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I know how it goes, man. Because the thing is, when you do it at home, you know who cooked it.
Oh, yeah. She cooking.
That's she.
Cooked.
No,
you cooking?
I'm the cook.
You the cook?
I'm the cook,
okay,
bro.
Okay.
I'm the cook.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why we do it, because she prefers mine over hers.
Okay, yeah.
So I said, okay, well, I'll handle that then.
No, 100%. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, then.
No, man, I got a good friend of mine, man, that was a student athlete.
Okay.
With me. We played football 40 years ago. At New Mexico State, and this dude's 64, 65 years old.
Yeah.
And if he pulled his shirt off, you would put yours on.
No, yeah, he a big dude.
No, not just big. He just
ripped.
Cut.
Yeah, he cut up. Yeah, you can see
cut.
every muscle.
I'm like, cut.
I'm
talking about this dude look like he's 65 and he look like,
man, that's a blessing.
A damn Charles Atlas.
Nah, yeah.
All he does is have gray hair now.
Yeah.
Because he looked like the same dude we played football together back 40 years ago.
100%, yeah. And that's the thing I always tell people too, is like, I tell a few people, but whenever I'm in the gym and then I see a dude that's like, he got gray hair, he like 65, I'm like, and he ripped, I'm like, man, he know way more than me. Because he a lot more ahead of me in the sense of, and I respect it so much because that's a lot of years of discipline.
Yes.
And then it's like, that's an accomplishment. You know what I mean? That's really an accomplishment.
Yeah. Well, he was a heck of an athlete when we was in college, and ended up going. I think he played for the Broncos for a year or two, and just was just a downright good old brother.
Yes, sir.
I'll give a shout out to my brother Anthony Thomas back there in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Okay, yeah.
Big ups to you, bro. Yeah, he's still my homie.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
He's still my homie,
That's
man.
what's up, man.
No, man, I know. I've seen you around the city, and I see that you're doing things with your physical fitness, and I also saw you working with a nonprofit, and you was going in talking about finances.
Yeah. I was so one of my part-time jobs when I think it was 2022. Yeah, I think 2022. One of my things is like they was like I was the financial outreach person, and so I would go out and do presentations on like finances and learning different things. And so then we was in the going to Broadlands and doing the program with Dr. Henderson, right?
Oh, Dennison.
Yep, Dr. Dennison. So we went over there, did the program with them, and that was always a great program. And so, and that's one of the times we met up and everything, and kind of was crossing paths. And everything. That's
why I said this young brother's pretty bright. I was listening to you and helping the students who was going through that particular cohort to let them understand about how to manage your money.
Yeah,
I really wish somebody would have told me a long time ago.
No, 100%. The thing is, too, is like it was a good opportunity for when I was over there, too, because it gave me a different understanding of finances because I didn't really get like I didn't have nobody in my family that's going to be like, okay, when it comes to finances, these are the things that you got to look out for. And so some of the things I did learn with them is just like the basics of credit and kind of like how it works and everything like that because in my household, we was afraid to answer the phone because we got bill collectors calling. You feel me? And so it's like, hey, don't answer that 1-800 call. Like, you know what I mean? and so one of the things is too, we don't even know that we could actually negotiate with the people that's, you know what I'm saying, like figure out payment plans and all that different type of stuff too. but you don't want to run away from the finances.
No, you can't.
And it's like a fear thing. That's one of the things too. I've been having to break the fear of finances and then really understanding what finances are, because a lot of in our community, only time we touch money is taxes. So
the only time we touch money when it's for us to give it back to somebody.
When we give it back to somebody, and that comes down to like ownership and the wealth gap too. But one of the things is when we get that tax money, we don't understand, because our relationship with money is just spend because we don't really have it in an abundance mindset when it comes to money. And so then when we spend all our money, we're like, dang, I don't got no money. So then you're just waiting on that money to come. And so you're planning on a way to spend it rather than planning on a way to make the money.
Make some money for you.
And that comes down to like investments and all that type of stuff. And I'm still learning that too, but one of the things is too with finances is also not only learning how to manage your money, but then also too is having a livable wage, and that's one of the biggest problems I've seen too. There's a lot of us don't have sustainable wages that are consistent enough to go along with going along with I can't even think of the word, when the economy's going up, like when everything's like the money's going up with the economy and everything. Inflation, yeah,
You're dealing with inflation.
And so we need that to match that. And then like we got the interest rates and we got all the fees that's putting a chokehold on the game. You feel me?
Well, see, we as a group of people got put in the trick bag before we got here.
Yeah, 100%.
Because at one time we were the commerce.
Yeah.
Because we were the commodity.
Yes, 100%.
And now, from the historical context, people have been of African descent who may have came here through the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah.
We were basically property.
Yeah.
And people would sell and trade us just like you trade a horse
or
a cow.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the first forms of insurance policies too, I think, right?
Lloyd's of London.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Lloyd's of London, yes. Yeah. New York Life. Yes. Yes. They made big money off of us.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The Chase.
Mm-hmm.
J.P. Morgan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
CPX.
Yeah.
Wells Fargo.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All of them made big money off the African human trafficking trade.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to, the slave is a term that they like to stick on people.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. But what was going on was, at that time, was human trafficking.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact.
They took people and snatched them up from their homeland.
Yeah.
Some were artisans, some were doctors, some were architects, some were artists, some were did all different types, had different types of skills and trades.
Yeah.
And they didn't snatch and bring ignorant people over here. They brought people here who already knew.
Yeah.
And for instance, with your business, would you hire somebody ignorant?
No. I don't even want to hang out.
No.
I don't even want to talk to people.
No, so ignorant. You don't want to put nobody ignorant to work for you. So you want somebody to know what the hell they doing, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay, so that's why they came and got us.
Yeah.
Because we know what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think too, just speaking on that too, is like the fact that we're still here to this day, still making a way. I think it shows that we're not the descendants of people that were weak. And I think a lot of times, like with social media and a lot of people not understanding like really like the what went on.
Resilience.
Really, 100%. Yeah. Like we really had a backbone of resilience and real love, and we had some in our DNA that was something that's we don't even understand to the certain level, but really understanding that, man, we don't come from no weak people. You know what I'm saying?
My mom, my dad more than anything, he always put this in our head. All my brothers and sisters. Yeah. Failure is not an option.
100%.
You take the word can't out of your vocabulary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You find a way.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the way my dad was.
Yeah.
He didn't bullcorn.
No, yeah.
And he said, get to it. You didn't leave it. No question. You just got to it.
No, 100%.
You know, so in a sense, that is the reason why we're still here, why we're still alive, and our descendants are coming behind us.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking at what you were saying too about finance, and then looking at the disparities.
Yeah.
Because there's a great discrepancy between the two, because on numerous episodes, this might be, I don't know, probably my 17th, 18th, or 19th episode, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I know the wealth gap here in the United States, as it is towards black and white in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
White families have an estimated wealth amount of like $170,000 a family on the medium level.
Yeah.
On the median level.
Like average.
Okay. And for blacks, it's $1,700.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the median. So in other words, to every dollar, we got a dime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then somebody tell you to catch up.
No, 100%. That don't even make sense. I think too because of how far behind we are, I think it's gonna take not just education, but the resources.
It's called reparations.
Exactly. No, that's a fact. Not only reparations, but it's gonna cause a tremendous amount of collaboration. You feel what I'm saying? And so I think that we need to collaborate more, and like just doing stuff like this, but then also too business wise.
Check this out. Since you went there, we got an election coming up next year.
Yes.
I guarantee you, the Democratic Party gonna be running to our community.
100%.
Like Joe Biden did in that last election, and said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Yeah.
Well, what the?
What's that even mean?
Now
bro?
you in there? What the hell are you doing for my community?
100%. Yeah.
They already saw what happened through the pandemic.
No, that's a fact.
Okay.
That's a fact.
And you see this big old disparity. Everybody remembered longer was George Floyd for a year.
Yeah. 100%.
Now it's been 3 years. Don't nobody remember what the hell that happened.
No,
now.
yeah. And that's the thing too is even during the pandemic, I think it should have showed a lot of people that ain't nothing really changed. It just got a different presentation. You know what I'm saying? And it's shown to us in different ways. But then also too is, okay, I think it's a certain level of like, yes, I do believe that we should get reparations and stuff like that, but it's gonna take us saving us, you know.
Well.
And so we need each other. We need to stop with the like the men and female type of thing debate and going us and dividing us. Like we're disconnected at a very high level, you know, and we need to let our egos go and really collaborate, you know, with a lot of different things, not only with business, with sharing information, because there's a lot of times too, just me, like, cause I started my actual business in 2020, you know, and a lot of the older black people that was already doing business and doing certain things, there's three ways that I would notice, like, was like mostly like how the connection went. The first being, you too young, so I really don't want to give you too much information. Like, I don't really want to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of giving me the stiff arm.
It's called hateration.
Hateration. Yeah, they were sipping a heavy amount of haterade, you know? And so then secondly, I would get, and this was a small percentage, you'll get people like you that would be willing to talk to me or would try this or try this, trying to share information.
Yeah.
And the third is, okay, I see he's starting to come up. I see he's very smart. I see this. How can I utilize him to my best interest? You know,
crabs
what I mean?
in the bucket.
Exactly. And so,
and
that's hard. That's real. That's like the I see at a high level here in Des Moines. You know, and it's a lot of. And I feel like too. I was telling somebody, like, racism here is weird, right? Because racism here is like corporate racism. You feel what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not direct, it's like real. It's like it's subtle. You feel what I'm saying?
So you came
Yeah.
from North Carolina, right?
Well, yeah. So I was born in Fort Hood, Texas, and I moved here when I was like 2 or 3.
Okay.
And so when me and my mom I ended up moving because my mom ended up staying here and going to community college here at DMAC.
Okay.
And so I moved to Virginia with my grandmother for a little bit, and then I ended up coming back when my mom had my little brother. And so I've been here since I was like 4 or 5.
Okay.
But I did get a lot of experience of going back and forth with North Carolina. So I see like the difference of the community and how people, not only black people, but then how black people interact with white people down south, so it's a big difference.
Yeah. You know what the thing is, overt and covert racism is still racism.
100%. Yeah, it's still racism.
I grew up in Texas.
Yeah.
And I saw how it was down there.
Yeah.
And I knew how it was and how I had to deal with it.
Yeah.
And it was just out and blatant and straightforward, and
100%.
you didn't have to question if someone was or wasn't.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But here they're gonna grin and he.
Yeah.
Then it's just different here, man. I remember you're gonna make me flashback, man, because I remember talking to my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been thinking about my dad lately. He passed 23 years ago, but my dad told me, he said he was an ordained elder in the Church of God in Christ, and he grew up in Marshalltown.
Okay.
And then I was talking to him, and then I heard him and my aunt Joanne, and they were talking about in 1944. That made my dad about 11 years old then.
Okay.
And they said like on a Sunday night I think it was the summer of 1944, they was having church service on the Sunday night. And right there in Marshalltown, the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan rode up on their church ground and burned the cross right there on the church ground while they was having church service.
Yeah, 45 minutes away from here.
Okay, come on, man. That wasn't in Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, North Carolina. That's where the tall corn grow.
Yeah, 100%,
okay, okay. So in the words of the late El Haj Malik El Shabazz, better known as Malcolm X, he said, long as you was south of the Canadian border, you was south.
Man, it's crazy too. Is like just thinking about those times. That's really not that long ago.
These times are the same.
It's the same. It's the same problems that, and it's like it's crazy too how much you'll resonate with what he's saying. You're like, dang, this is going on right now. Right now.
Didn't King Solomon say nothing new under the sun? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It just continues to
cycle.
It's cyclical.
Yeah.
It's a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And it just keeps coming back and rolling around. You have grace periods where it might not be so, and then it's a little subtle, but then it jumps back up. I'm acting a damn fool again, you know. If we look at 100 years ago, 1915.
Yes. Man.
Woodrow Wilson was president of the United States.
Yeah.
Okay. Straight up.
Yeah.
Klansman.
Yeah.
But he was a PhD from Princeton.
Yeah.
That became president of the United States, and then was G.W. Griffith movie called The Birth of the Nation, The Klansman.
Oh yeah. And that's crazy too, because a lot of people don't know the birth of the Ku Klux Klan was actually with the Democratic Party too. Well, which is real deep too if you really think about it. And then it's like, okay, what was the birth of a nation? It was a birth of the different like agenda and propaganda that they want to push, as far as, man, like we need to find we find in a different way, because the Ku Klux Klan around that time, like they was losing numbers as far as like people involved in it, because they was really focused on getting killing like some of the Republicans, and then they kind of switched their agenda as focusing on, we're gonna punish these black people, you know, because around those times, like we had more businesses as far as like ownership with certain things around that time than we do now.
They called them the radical Republicans.
Yes.
Okay, because the Republican Party was the party of Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
And all the blacks who were liberated, and after the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment of the Constitution that made them citizens and gave them rights to vote, the majority of people black people gonna vote for the party of Lincoln.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and the Democrats was known as the Dixiecrats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
but just you know. It don't make a difference who it is. Because neither political party
is working.
Has not done too much anything for us.
Yes.
As a people. In the words of the late W.E.B. Du Bois, he made this statement. He said, "I'd rather that blacks in America would be more focused on entrepreneurship and enterprise and making your own money than to have 100 civil rights bills passed."
That's deep. I didn't know you said that.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I remember as a kid, because I'm in my early 60s, and I remember back in 1964, when the civil rights bill passed, and my family was elated. My mom and dad was like, "Oh, discrimination's going in now. Employment discrimination go in. We can go in and we can eat with these people. We can go to the restaurant."
Yeah,
I remember when we couldn't.
Yeah, I got a question for you too. It's crazy too, because I was thinking about that question I wanted to ask you. So do you feel like integration was a positive, or do you feel like it was a negative?
Well, let me answer that just this way. I think it was a negative, because when there was segregation, we had our own businesses.
Yeah.
We had our own schools. We had our own communities.
Yeah.
I remember living in Houston in the 5th Ward. It was a 25-block black enterprise zone. And there was nothing but black businesses for 25 blocks.
Man, that's incredible.
Okay? That was back in the 60s, late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
I'm talking about grocery stores, auto parts, cleaners, pharmacists, doctors, gas stations, furniture store, insurance man. You know, everybody. You know, and one thing, they had a black chamber of commerce.
Yeah.
And guess who was the president of the Black Chamber of Commerce was?
Who?
A brother from Des Moines.
What?
Huh? His name was Quentin Meese.
Okay, yeah.
Quentin Meese, he was the director of the Crocker Street YMCA right here in Des Moines, Iowa.
Man.
And Mr. Meese later on moved from Iowa, moved down to Houston. He was instrumental in the building and the production of the Astrodome.
Man.
Okay, a brother from Des Moines.
From Des Moines.
No, I think he was originally from Ottumwa, Buxton, Iowa, originally.
Okay, yeah.
But he came here at 19 or 20 years old and was the director of the YMCA.
Man.
Okay,
that's
so
incredible.
You know he was sharp.
Yeah.
He was sharp and later when he was there and on that board of Black Chamber of Commerce that they had in Houston, him and another man named Mac Hanna owned the oldest black bank west of the Mississippi River called Riverside Bank.
Man.
In Houston, Texas.
A movie about him, man.
Dude, I'm talking about cold-blooded brother that came right out of here, out of Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay? It don't matter where you come from.
Yeah.
It's about what's inside you.
No, yeah. I was going to say, too, is I was watching this documentary called Out of Darkness, and this is like a 2-part series. But on the first series, it was talking about how, like, there's a lot of, like, evidence of ancient Kemet in not only the U.S., but on the Mississippi River. And that made me think, I'm like, hold on. So that's a possibility of it being, like, and it was talking about how there was, like, pyramids along the Mississippi. Because I know there's pyramids in, like, St. Louis and all that type of stuff.
Cairo.
But I was like, hold on.
Cairo, Illinois.
Oh, man.
They call it Cairo, but it's spelled like Cairo.
Okay, yes. That's why I was like, man, we got some pyramids along the Mississippi and Iowa too. Like, man, like it just made me think really deep. And then it makes sense too because the Mississippi River is probably like it's kind of parallel, not in the sense of like location wise, but in the sense of how it is to the Nile River. So if I'm just thinking on a
tributary,
yeah, I'm just thinking like on a simple level, like tributary. That's okay.
To the ocean. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I was just thinking like, man, if I was just living in those times, if I was going to start a civilization, probably my best bet would be somewhere around in Iowa where the soil's real good. You know what I'm saying? And I would probably start around
Iowa, Illinois.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and so I would start around that area. Yeah. And so that's why I was just thinking to myself, like, just you know, just brainstorming. You know.
You ever heard of Montrose, Iowa?
No.
It's right on the eastern border, right by the Mississippi River.
Okay.
They have a museum there in Montrose, Iowa.
Montrose, Iowa.
And guess what? They have a Phoenician ship.
Okay, what's that?
The Phoenicians were the people who were the folks that lived in what we call present day Israel, Lebanon. Israel, Lebanon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And there was a ship that they have there in Montrose, Iowa.
Man, I might have to go there.
The wreckage of a Phoenician, which is an Egyptian type ship. They want to use a Phoenician to use another term to try to
hide it.
Not hide it in a sense. And then if we look at the word Phoenician, the word phonics comes from that. So these were the people that brought language to the world. And even to add insult to injury, it was 1994 and 1996. There was a National Geographic magazine had an article about the Phoenician ship wreckage that they found in the mouth of the Mississippi.
Wow.
So the ships that was here before the birth of Christ.
Okay, yeah.
Was already over here.
Yes.
So Christopher Combustus is a damn blasted liar. He ain't discovered nothing.
Yeah, and you can't discover something that you find people at. That don't even make sense.
Well, you a mess, man. You made me go. You try to make me go there. I want to talk about you, but you know, it's a fact that a lot of information is distorted about who's who and what's what.
Yeah.
I know, for instance, it was some anthropological information that recently came up right there in the Yucatan Peninsula. It was a civilization there in Veracruz, the Olmec civilization. And for the longest, people thought that the Olmecs, because of the helmets that they wore and their facial features, they thought that they were people from Africa.
Okay.
But recently, the scientists have done some DNA analysis, and it proves that they were Mesoamericans. Okay. So they were native Indian people of America.
Yeah.
But yet and still, there was not. There is the fact that Africans crossed over here a long time ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that particular civilization, from the DNA, a lot of people are gonna have to back up off of what they said.
Yeah.
Because the mask and the way the face looks Afrocentric.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we got to understand that one time everybody on this planet was African.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Everybody,
yeah.
If we come from a monogenetic origin of mankind, and saying that the oldest bones came out the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
So civilization had to start there
and
sprout out, because a lot of people, even some of these archaeologists, lied about the Mesopotamia, talking about the Tigris and Euphrates, where Iraq and Iran over there. They said that was the origin, and no, it wasn't, because the stuff in ancient Egypt, or Kemet. Yeah. Kemet, or Akibulan is the name of the one of the most oldest names for the continent of Africa. Akibulan.
Yeah, and one of the things I found that was real interesting too, and I was watching a documentary about, and it was talking about how Sudan actually has a lot more of the
pyramids 20
than
times
actually,
more.
Yeah, exactly, than actually Egypt.
Mhm.
And I thought that was real interesting.
There's been some digs over in the Grand Canyon where they think that they found out something. They think that some Egyptian, ancient Kemetic artifacts were found in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, and that makes sense too, because thinking about how big the Grand Canyon is, that was water. It was a lot of water right there.
Yeah.
So
At one time.
yeah.
And then, like I said, when an individual has dominion and has access to goods and products, who's to tell them where they can go and where they can't?
That's powerful. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
At one time, ancient Kemet, which they call Egypt today, was the citadel. Was not the citadel. Was the zenith of civilization.
Yeah.
At one time, where everybody wanted to go to
be educated and everything like that. Yeah.
The Greeks.
Yeah.
Because before there was even a Greek form of literature. The Iliad and the Odyssey is a book that first came out of Europe.
Okay, what's it called?
The Iliad and the Odyssey. It was written by Homer.
Okay.
And he was supposed to be a Greek philosopher, and he wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. That was the first form of literature that was formed on the continent of Europe.
Okay.
Because in ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet, had stuff for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Same way Timbuktu over on the western
100%.
in Mali.
Yeah.
They had universities.
Yeah.
Because they, as a matter of fact, the term university came from the people of Africa because they studied the universe.
I never thought about that.
They studied the stars.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
And that's where you got the term university from.
Man.
Okay.
Hey,
so
he got me blind, bro. I never thought about that, man.
So that just shows you, it's another group of people, because you was asking me bring up some history. There's another group of people that's in the nation in West Africa called Mali.
Okay.
And it's a group of people, that tribe called Dogon.
Yeah, the Dogon tribe. I heard of them. Yeah.
And on your car, if you got that satellite radio, Sirius.
Yeah,
Sirius
like Sirius B and all that. Yeah.
Sirius B is the smallest, most dense star in the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah.
And the Dogon people said they saw this 20,000 years ago.
Yeah. I know.
And from that, they knew when that star made that, it's a 60-year rotation. And when that star made that 60-year rotation, they saw the light from the star hit this planet. And what the Dogon people say is that they were some of the original people in ancient Kemet. They said when they saw where that starlight hit the planet, they knew where the center of the earth was.
Man.
And from there, they started building.
Yeah.
It was a guy named Carl Sagan.
Okay.
Back in the 70s and 80s, he was the Neil deGrasse Tyson of his time.
Okay.
He was the star guy.
Yeah. 100%,
Okay. He was the astrophysicist.
Yeah.
But he said that the Dogon people didn't have no damn business knowing what they knew. He said it had to be some Martian or something came from outer space and told them that, because white folks didn't know nothing about it.
No, 100%. Yeah. Man, that's deep. And I think too is like a lot of even on a simple level too, is as far as like how a lot of these white businesses, how they replicate and duplicate what we've done in the past, as far as like architecture, clothing, just in symbols, with our own stuff.
Yeah.
Like they steal a lot of our stuff and then present it as like, oh, well,
we did
it. Like, oh, like the, like Christopher Columbus effect. You know what I'm saying? They pull that like, oh, we discovered this. Like, nah, you didn't discover that. You feel me?
Man, I don't know. I don't want to be trash talking all these people all day. I don't give a damn though.
Oh yeah. It's
fact, man. It's just it's a need for a re-education first. Before you re-educate, you need to to decolonize the mind.
No, 100%.
So,
Yeah.
You got to get that. A lot of the stuff that they taught us is stuff that
School and everything.
yeah, school the Frankfurt School of Thought, which is about Western civilization, and nothing else was as great as the Western civilization. So that's why they don't here in this society. What is done in the East and Africa, in Asia and Africa, is downplayed because what's European is better.
No, 100%. The Western ways and everything like that. Yeah.
If you notice, even in that election during the time when Donald Trump was running against Biden, for 3 nights on the RNC when they had their convention, 3 nights they had 3 different people that came up to the podium and said, Donald Trump is the defender of Western civilization.
I didn't even know that.
Okay, so when he said that, that's what he was meaning when he talked about other nations that wanted to come over, and he called them shithole nations.
Yeah.
Because they come from Africa, they come from Asia. Why didn't they come from Holland or the Netherlands? Why didn't they come from Wales or Switzerland?
Yeah.
We know what he
meant by that.
Yeah.
We know what he meant by that. Yeah.
Okay, codes. They putting out them codes, brother.
Yeah, 100%.
Right all in our face.
No, yeah, that's one thing too is like man, you got me thinking about a lot of stuff. But like one of the things too is I think people really need to understand is really digging in and really like just open your mind as far as, okay, I'm gonna look at this situation not based on what I've learned, but what I want to learn. You see what I'm saying? So having an open mind to it, like, okay, look, I'm gonna go into this with an open mind. I'm gonna start doing research about things that counteract how I previously used to think. You know what I mean? And so then when you go into it like that, you're always gonna learn something in between. You know, because you going and watching things that don't necessarily align with how you was brought up. And usually how we was taught in school is usually not how things really are in life. And one of the things too, speaking on my experience with life, when I was in college, I did an internship.
What college you went to?
University of Northern Iowa.
Okay.
Yep. And so I did an internship in Bahrain. And so I was in the Middle East on a small island off of Saudi Arabia. For people that don't know, I was there for 4 months. And so when I was over there for 4 months, I got to experience a different part of. The Middle East is a big area. I mean,
where's the Middle West?
Middle East Africa.
Where's the Middle North?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Where's the Middle South?
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Where's the Middle West?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Damn Middle East.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And then I was going to go into real deep about it. So starting off on the simple level, when I was over there, I got to experience a different part of the culture, just how different people live and how different things are in other places. And so then it gave me understanding like, okay, first off, America's not what they make the Middle East seem like. First off, you know what I mean? It's way different than what I thought. And me going over there with an open mind, I was able to learn something new, you know? And then even on a deeper level, there's a couple places that I visited when I was over there. One of the places is called the Tree of Life. And it's like this big old tree in the middle of the desert. And it's like, I felt like I was there before pretty much, you know? And then I went to another spot where it was like a lot of commerce and trade and different things like that. As far as goods and services was traded at, right? And it's like right off
market,
like a market, yeah. And it's like it's an ancient place. It's real old, but it's still, the structures are still up and everything like that. And I was just reading, and I just felt like this sort of energy come over me, like, man, I've been here before. Like, I remember this place, you know. And then the third thing, even on the deeper level, is I had like a deja vu moment, you know, where I was on the street, I was just walking, and then I just stopped and looked, and then I vividly remembered me having a dream about this a time before, and I was experiencing it again, and I was like, either it was a dream or I experienced this before. And that's when I realized, like, okay, in my DNA somewhere, I was here before. And the people, when I tell you they was dark, walking on them streets, boy, they was darker than me. Like the people that was working there, making these buildings, like, and that's when I was like, okay, black, it's a different it's not that what we really think it is. Like these people are descendants of dark-skinned people.
No doubt about
You
it.
feel me?
No doubt about it. You know, if we look at the composition of the planet,
Yeah.
and if we people of color outnumber people who are considered white,
Yeah.
and on a total, on a global scale, only 9.1% of the population of the planet is people of European descent out of 100. So,
Yeah.
okay,
But
okay.
we ain't the minority, y'all.
No, that's it. That's the thing, man. You know, people need to come and wake up to the fact.
Oh yeah, one thing too. Speaking on the, I don't know, man. One of the things I always felt like people calling us minorities and all that type of stuff. That's by design to minimize our way of thinking about ourselves.
That light bulb just lit up over my
You know what I'm
head.
saying? Like,
Yes,
come on
indeed.
now. Just because somebody calls you that and it's like normalized don't mean it's right. Because they used to call us nigger back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That don't mean it's right.
That's why I changed my name
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
to Nagoose.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the root word.
Yeah.
Nagoose, and the word nig, you know,
Yeah.
in Latin it was meant black,
Yeah.
and in Greek it meant they would say necro, which meant dead. But
Man.
but in Ethiopia, Nagoose, Nagoose in the NEG means king.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So you know, it's just the way people perceive things. That's why
100%,
I
yeah.
changed my name, because I felt like I was carrying a European name that my ancestors gave me, because their ancestor gave them that.
Yeah. 100%.
Because they were the property of the Rudisons.
Yes. Exactly.
And the Claters and the Johnsons and the
Okay, yeah.
Smiths and and whoever, Lavenders and whatever name that they got on you, Settles or
100%,
whatever name.
100%. And that's the thing too, is people. One of the things that's been changing my life slowly but surely is how I speak. You know, and so instead of saying I got to do this, I've been focusing on I get to do this, or I'm going to do this. It's not that I want to. Like, I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna make this happen. Like, it's already working. You know, and speaking in those terms, and for people to understand that. Just because people label you a certain way, don't mean you got to use those terms to yourself. Like, when people be calling, oh, well, you know, being a minority small business. No, I'm not a minority small business. I'm a growing business. That's going to be a big business. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't really let those terms, like, I don't define myself by how other people label me. You know what I'm saying?
You know, startup business and small businesses employ more people.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And create more.
A lot of everything functions through the small business.
Through the small business.
100%, yeah.
You know, we see these big companies, you know, lay off, Wells Fargo lay off 500, and then EMC hires 500.
Yes.
So you write zero balance right there,
Exactly,
you know.
yeah.
So but you and I, with your program, my LLC.
Yes.
You know, we starting to create business so that we can hire people
100%, yeah.
and put people to work.
100%. And that's one of the things too, is I realized one of the most important things is like doing stuff like the farmers market, doing like these smaller, like the markets that's gauged and focused on these small businesses interacting with the people. You know, and one of the things I feel like is one of the biggest benefits to my business is being able to do these markets. And then I realized how important it is, because not only me actually being able to bring in business and everything like that, and it builds your perceived value, but then also too is the connections that I make with the other vendors.
Okay.
And the information that they give you too is like just, oh, well, I've been doing this and this is how I got into Hy-Vee. Well, I've been doing this and this is how I got into this. Well, maybe you should try this. You know, they're giving you information,
Tips.
like, you know, real tips and stuff that's applicable to where you're at business wise to make certain things happen. You know what I'm saying?
Brother Settle.
Yes, sir.
young brother, man. I don't know, man. I'm elated that you came by. I just my prayers are the best for you and your business.
Thank you.
And prosper in this upcoming year, 2024.
Yeah.
Because I got something on my plan for my business in 2024,
Yes,
and I got some goals that I'm projecting to reach.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And I know it has to be done.
Yeah.
And by the help of the God that is in me.
Yes.
I know I'll be able to do it.
Yes, sir.
Just like the God that's in you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Okay. So, man, I want you to prosper and be in good health and do above and beyond of what you was even thinking about.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Man, before we leave off there, man, give the folks information about how they can contact you.
Yeah, man. You can contact me at all my social medias. Most of my social medias are so Instagram and TikTok is Blaise Training, so BLAISE and then training. And then you can reach out to me on Facebook at Blaise Settle, BLAISE and then Settle. You feel me? And then to give people a quick message, man, every loss is a lesson, you know. And in order to win, you need 2 L's, you know. So make sure you lose and then you learn from it, and then you'll eventually win. You feel me? Never settle.
Look at him, never settle. He gonna put that back in at the end. Man, well, brother Mikal, thank you. I appreciate you coming here and
yeah, of course.
And then, man, we'll probably have to bring you back some other time.
Yeah, of course, man. Just let me know.
We can chop it up and do our thing, or even stop when we get a break. Sometime get a cup of coffee and eat a donut or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I ain't gonna eat no donuts because I need to try to. I might have to. I don't might. I need to hire you so I can drop about. Man, if I lose 50 pounds, you know what? I'll be back 36 in the waist and cute in the face again. And then my wife was going to be like, hey, all you women, you watch out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my boo.
Exactly, yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I thank you for this opportunity. I'm glad that you was here. And really appreciate you, man.
Thank you for having me, man. Shout out to Infinite Resources and Amplify Des Moines, man. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Big ups!
Yeah.
Down here in Des Moines.
Yeah.
I know I probably scared the people out the office with being there hollering. But that's all right. They know us Nagoose in here.
Yeah.
This is Nagoose, Dr. Nagoose Imhotep on Babylon Makes the Rules. Yeah. And we signing off. Everybody, y'all have a great day.
Have a great one, man.
This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates and central Iowa companies.
Amplified.